Today, I'm going to show you how to create the finest moonstones gathered during a full moon. The things we'll need to create our moonstone jar is one glass jar, and I'm using a 250 milliliter tapered apothecary jar. I actually found this in the bath section of Hobby Lobby, but I'll put a link to one down below on Amazon as well. We are going to use some moonstones. This is a 5-ounce bag of tumbled moonstones, and then this was an assortment of different sized moonstones I picked up from Amazon. I'll put links to these as well. We are going to use some black reindeer moss, which actually is kind of like a charcoal gray. We're going to use some black cording, a submersible LED light, a moon wax seal stamp, a hot glue gun with a marble hot glue stick. This is a black and white sealing wax hot glue stick. And then optionally, we're going to use a laminating machine and some heat transfer foil. And finally, we will need our label printed on sticker paper, and the link for this is in the description down below. Let's get started. Would you like a chance to win a monthly potion bottle from me? Then consider supporting me over on Patreon. All of my patrons have a chance to win a monthly potion bottle. Patreon not your thing? No worries. You can become a member here on YouTube and get exclusive icons and emojis to use in the comment section. Link is in the description down below. All right, we're going to get ready to start our jar here. I did forget to mention we're also going to use a regular hot glue gun with a clear hot glue stick to glue this onto the bottom of our lid. So we've used these in some other potions before. I think I used them for my sun and moonbeams, and we did a very similar thing where we just glued it to the inside of the jar. The beautiful thing is that you can replace the batteries in these, so that's nice. And to turn them on and off, all we have to do is twist it, and then the light turns on, and then we can untwist it and it will turn off. These are really awesome. I picked these up at Michael's. You get a pack of like 12, I think. But these are actually able to be submerged underwater. So they're really cool in centerpieces and things like that as well. But we are going to glue this to the underside of our lid here, so that way we're able to shine the light onto our moonstones to make them glow, and we're able to turn it on and off. So let me see if my hot glue gun is ready. And I'm just going to pipe a bead around the inside edge. And we're going to place and glue it in. And then this way we're able to screw it on to turn it on, and unscrew it to turn it off, and then we're able to just boop, pop it in and be able to get our light. Alright, so now that we have our light mechanism on the lid, I want this to be, again, an ingredient jar because moonstones are used in a lot of different potions. They're used for love potions, Draught of Peace, Wolfsbane potion, all of that. So this is obviously an ingredient jar, but I feel like moonstones wouldn't be just super common, like, you know, they're hard to find. So because we have smaller bags of them, I want to add some of the moss to the bottom to give it a base to sit on. So I'm going to put a chunk in the bottom, and then we're going to use our little spoon here, our little chemistry stir that we use for our mica powder, and we're just going to kind of press this in so we get down in the crevices of the jar and really lay a nice base. Okay, and I think that's a pretty good start because obviously the stones are going to weigh it down some too. So we're going to add our moonstones, and let me just grab a couple out of here. So moonstones are really pretty, and I don't know if you guys are going to be able to see, but they've got almost like a little bit of an opal vibe to them. So they're mostly like this milky white, and some of them have little specks of black, but if the light hits it just right, you might be able to see it better on some of these bigger ones, you actually get like a opal blue color. Let me open this up. So I don't know how well you guys are going to be able to see on the camera, but we get like this opally blue color under certain light, which is another reason why I wanted to make sure we added some light to it. All right, so we are going to add our moonstones in. Right, and then I'm going to add some of these bigger ones in here. And obviously these will be able to move around, so they're not necessarily going to stay put where you put them. And I think that's good. I don't want a ton in there. Again, I want this to be like, you know, something that's a little bit more rare and hard to come by. Let me turn this on just so we can kind of get the effect. So when we put this in and kind of grind it shut, as you can see, let me turn down one of my lights here. It illuminates the whole jar, which is really cool and kind of puts a spotlight on the little moonstones. So I think that'll be a really fun feature for this one. Now, if you did not want to order real moonstones, I feel like you could use some little pebbles that maybe have like an opalescent vibe to them, or some little white rocks. It doesn't have to be the exact thing, but the real moonstone wasn't that expensive, and I like that it's actually moonstone. All right, for us to be able to foil our label, I printed our background on an inkjet printer, and then I printed the black, or the main part, on my LaserJet printer. And what that's going to do is the foil is going to stick to the LaserJet ink when we put it through the laminator. There are several different types of laminators, obviously, and there are ones made specifically for foiling. However, they're kind of expensive. This one cost me under 25 bucks, and it's a nice big one, so I can do several things in it. So all we're going to do is take our silver foil here, and we're going to set that down on top of our print. And then we're going to use one of these craft and carrier sheets, and we will put it safely in there, and that's what's going to make it heat protected as well as non-stick, so that it can actually stick to the laminator machine. So I have the laminator machine heating up. It does take a good couple minutes for it to get nice and hot and ready to go. So I'm going to put this in the carrier sheet, like so. And then we'll be able to load this into the laminator. I have laid some silver circles of the foil over top a couple of the moons, and then the rest of them we're going to foil with black. Alright, so we're going to take our loaded carrier sheet and put it through the laminator. Set this to 5 mil, which is for a thicker laminate usually, so that means it will be a little bit hotter. So it gets the foil to stick onto the LaserJet ink a little bit better than the 3 mil. All right, let me get this out of the way. And I want to see if I need to run it through again. Okay. So it looks like our black foil did very nicely. As you can see, it kind of leaves a negative of the design. So when I lift this up, you can see on the black we get a gloss that just kind of gives it a different look. Now, I don't know if the moons fully got transferred because they were double thickness, so I'm going to run this through one more time for the moons, just to make sure that that silver really adhered for those. Okay, and then once that comes out, I'm going to take the silver foils off. And I can already tell it did pretty well because we have the little negative here. So here's the first one. Oh yeah, super cute. So the moon just has this beautiful silver shimmer on it. We have got our design, and then the moons have this beautiful silver foil finish, and the rest of it has this beautiful black foil finish. Really pretty. All right, the next thing we're going to do is add some cording here to wrap the neck of our bottle. And this is the black cording I like to use that's actually made of like a woven paper, but I love that it kind of has this leather look to it without actually being leather, and that it's not super bright, so I feel like it adds a nice aged quality to it. All right, so now that our neck of a bottle is wrapped, we're going to add some embellishment to the top. So I picked up this full moon wax seal stamp, and I just love the little details on it, and I feel like it goes well with our label. All right, so we are going to use this black and white sealing wax stick, so it ends up giving a marble effect. And then we get our little moon design. Now, I want to make that pop a little bit more, so we're going to potentially use a silver Sharpie on it. Okay, my camera decided to stop recording, so instead of using a silver Sharpie, I'm going to try... I took my Zig glue pen that we've used in the past, and I went over all of the high marks, and then I let it tack up for a second, and then I stuck some of the same foil we're using on our label on here, and then I'm just letting this dry. So I'm going to let this completely dry and let it just sit off to the side for right now, and then we should be able to peel it off, and it should give us the same silver on this moon, but we're going to let it sit and see, but unfortunately I don't know why my camera turned off while I was using the Zig pen, but that's what I did on here. So now we're going to go work on our label. All right, so now that our label is ready, and we have this beautiful black shimmer from the black foiling on the edges and the words, and then we have our silver foiling on the moon that just kind of adds this really pretty shimmer to it. We can use this on our bottle. And again, I have one that doesn't have the foiling and it'll just print, it'll just be a black moon, but you know, I just think it's really pretty, and I love the shiny silver with the moon especially. I did go around the outside edge of this with a black matching marker just to kind of finish that off. So we're going to peel the backing paper off of our sticker paper. And then we're going to stick this on our bottle. Okay, I think that looks pretty straight. So we didn't get to make it exclusive to Valentine's Day potion this year, but I felt like since moonstones are one of the main ingredients in love potions, that this would be a good substitute. All right, so we've got our label on here and our little light in there illuminating our moonstones. So now let's see if this worked like I wanted it to. All right, after pulling the foil off, it definitely added some detail to the little moon design, and that's really all I wanted. So with that, I think our finest moonstones gathered during a full moon is done. This will be a great addition to our potion and prop collection making along the way. So if you guys like this video, give me the thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, please do so, and we will catch you guys later. Thanks so much.